And we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Samurai Showdown Top 8 for Vancouver Street Battles Pinnacle 2019. I'm the Benoit.
I'm Gamble.
And we're going to be hosting you through Top 8. We actually got our first match set up and ready to go. It's going to be Kizzie Kay versus Justin Wong. Justin riding high off of his CEO win. But this time around, I think he's rolling Ukyo the whole time.
I haven't been paying as close enough attention to the tournament as I probably should, but yeah, I think I did see him run it against a couple of his matchups, and he's hovering it right now. Very solid character. He's strong because he's early in his stages of tuberculosis. He's still got got a little power behind him right now.
This is the prequel where he's just
yeah. Soft coughing. The man's still there. Kizzie on Yoshitora.
Now, Kizzie with Yoshitora yesterday demonstrated just like he's got those Guilty Gear player reactions. He's got that very, very confirmable medium slash button, and he was just like letting people run into it this entire time. So it's going to be interesting to see how he has to adapt to Justin, who has played a very stonewall, like icy, calculated game, which we've seen a number of players like Lightning last night totally unprepared for.
Yep, very, very much so willing to play the counterpunch side of things. That really plays into Samurai Showdown as a whole. You hit something on block, you're probably going to get punished for it.
All right, so we see both players sort of feeling each other out. Excellent punish on the attempted guard break. Now, Kizzie not the kind of player who's going to be aggressively trying to get to 7th sword immediately. Right. He's very comfortable with focusing primarily on the tools that are going to give him knockdown and advantage.
For sure.
Yeah, and there we saw that same situation. He was a little preemptive throwing out the medium slash. Justin's not going to bite the same way a lot of players last night were biting.
Thankfully, though, he is playing Yoshitora, which is just a grab bag of skills. Anything that your opponent wants to throw at you, you will have a tool for it.
Yeah, Yoshitora's got a very complete tool set, and you notice he does the sliding K off of that last knockdown. He's got kind of the similar approach to mix-up as Ukyo has off of knockdown, where it's like the low damage low versus the very high reward instant overhead. All right, excellent guard break in the corner.
Seriously patient match so far as we're into the last 13 seconds and no one has really conceded too much of their life bar. Although Kizzie now really starting to fall behind.
At this point, I haven't seen... Yeah, so once enraged, that C Nadeshiko becomes much more powerful, a lot more damage, very safe on block. But I don't think, unless someone's willing to rage burst, which I doubt.
Yeah. That's going to be the timeout. And you're going to see a lot of that between these two, as they're both willing to play so patiently.
I think Kizzie is going to have to take some time to sort of figure out how to play around that, because we saw in a couple instances, like, Kizzie seems the kind of player who wants to react to you approaching them. That's the first overhead we're going to see. Nice punish by Justin. Oh, that's a messed up input. I think that was actually punishable on hit, but we're not going to see Kizzie really capitalize.
This is becoming a little bit of a runaway. Thankfully, Kizzie has the corner to kind of work with right now, but it's...
All right. Utilize. Excellent. Oh, no. Misses the confirm.
And he's done for this. Oh, not quite. A shred.
Now, chip is a real thing in this game, so... Honestly, it was either that or potentially apple into the low slice.
Yeah, something was taking him out on that last little pixel.
Kizzie is not ready to deal with this level of patience. And, like, that's what Justin's famous for. It's next level. But in a game like Samurai Showdown, with how much risk you have to take to get in, if you're really behind on life, it can be hard to catch up. Yeah. All right. Just goes for the running C punish. Nothing fancy.
Take what you can get. Oh, and the back throw.
As far as preparedness for this matchup, I know Justin yesterday was sort of grinding out instant blocks for the 5C, but we really haven't seen Kizzie go for that, because that is actually quite a risky thing to throw out.
Jumps in again.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Damage is heavily scaled off of the guard break, but honestly, Kizzie has, since the opening salvo...
Oh, no. Look at that life bar drop.
Just finished saying he didn't do that ever, and he does it. All right.
It's a good tool to at least put in your opponent's head.
The instant overhead, because it's got a 3-frame startup once it's in the air, not only is it an excellent mix-up tool, but it's a very serviceable anti-air. So we saw Justin there. He doesn't usually go for it for a mix-up. He goes for it in situations where it's guaranteed, and it's the 1 or 2 times he does it as a mix-up option that are going to hit you every time.
Might have been a little bit of desperation with the low health. We were in the back for 20 seconds of the match, or of the round. Kizzie, though, he's put himself on the board in this one. He's got, something to work with mentally. He doesn't have to worry about blowing his rage early or saving it for a third round to fight there. He's in the driver's seat for this. Ooh.
I think he's definitely trying to be very cautious about how he's spacing those jumping hard slashes, because obviously Ukyo can anti-air quite serviceably.
Yeah.
But there's this more aggressive plan. All right, so
great block, but
calls
another
out
back throw.
Calls out the tech correctly.
Saw a little DP there. Kizzie, 22 seconds to work with, very low health. He does have rage, but I don't think the Sen could kill, even if he got it raw. That's
a raw Sen definitely could kill, but that's a big risk to play against a player like Justin, who's not going to give you opportunities for a really raw Isen often. And if you're anticipating going into round 3, like, you may as well keep that rage bar. Here is the round where I think we're really going to see
someone will go get desperate, use it off of a guard break. No, not going to do it there. Too early in the round, I guess, but Rage Explosion is definitely in the back of these players' minds on both sides, offensively and defensively.
So far, when we've seen Justin go in for the guard break, it has been successful every time. But if you have Rage Burst available yourself, you can get out of, there's the instant overhead, you can get out of the Rage Burst guard break into Isen combo with your own Rage Burst. So it might not serve either player to use it very offensively, even though this is the final round.
It's a game of chicken with the Rage Burst at the very least. 30 seconds still on the clock. About a half a bar for Justin, but that's going to slowly drop.
All right, and he's starting to go for those sort of very, very fast, very light attacks in an effort to just check Justin for dashing at him. Yeah, back text to try and create more space.
So now he's in the corner. Call to do the light after there, just keep things honest. Another jump in, light.
Justin has not shown a readiness to anti-air that consistently, and I think, all right.
He could even up with a guard break, I believe.
He could even up, but it's going to scale incredibly heavily.
Right.
And the longer that Kizzie sort of, all right, here we go, counter bursts.
Reasonable call. Oh, he's going to get hit this time.
It's going to happen anyway. Okay, but this is not going to kill.
And in fact, not even going to even up.
Kizzie is going to still maintain the life lead.
And he's got to drain out all this time, too.
Yeah, because the timer freezes during this Rage Burst, Kizzie's actually put himself in a difficult situation.
And now he has to aggress.
All right,
That's
all right.
Huge.
Yes, gets the instant overhead.
Such a tough situation for both players, but Kizzie able to come out on top.
What good adaptation on Kizzie's part. He's understanding he's got to get more aggressive. He has to bring the fight to Justin. He is not going to win this game if he waits for Justin to come in every time. But that was still a scrap. That was still like tooth and nail. He had to fight for it.
Bit of a basketball game final 7 seconds
and we
there.
see the immediate counter pick to Tam Tam. Justin Wong does not want to go into losers.
No, you can't. You can't take that kind of risk. There's always a good player that could come forward and just drop you.
Justin is sometimes the kind of player who's going to stick to a character, like especially at a tournament of this scale. Like it's a learning opportunity for him.
Right.
But sometimes you also want to win. And he's got this reputation now with this early showing of Tam Tam at CEO.
Right. Yeah, it looks phenomenal on that. Hard to say anything else about it. We'll see how the light zoning and kind of the great mid-range that Tam has.
One of the tools that Yoshitora has in this matchup is the Tsubaki move has a guard point, and he can actually move through some of these projectiles.
Right, yeah, the little hop.
It requires a sense of readiness. Like, you have to be ready for it.
There it is.
There it is.
Great stuff.
And you saw Justin, like, very calculated, did not go for an extra skull, really waited for and anticipated it. But if he goes for that anti-air fireball again, that's going to be a free Tsubaki.
I found that it was a little cute there from Kizzie to go for the light version of it. You know, there was no strike afterwards. Just wanted to get in.
He has an amount of recovery after the move is finished, so you really want to start conditioning people to challenge that by using the light version first. So you light into your command throw or into a guard break, and then at that point, once they've started to do that, the hit becomes that much more effective.
Right. And you've seen him do it now twice. Oh, great jump in.
All right, 4 hits, which means, oh no, he's just out of range for the confirm. He could have gone into a straight Nadeshiko for the knockdown, but Samurai Showdown is an interesting new title in that it's not enough to just get your jump in. You have to look at the space.
There's a hit. That's not enough, though. Kizzie will still lose on the timeout. Will certainly lose on the timeout now.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, it's tight.
He wants this round. He wants this round so bad that he's willing to give up a lot to get it, and that's going to be very dangerous.
There's the touch. Great jump, and he's going to be able to get in.
He got the round, but at what cost?
Rage.
Yes. But now, Tam Tam's going to have access to a very powerful weapon flip.
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah, so M. Tsubaki is not fast enough to get through a skull and hit. And you notice that now that Kizzie has shown his hand with the Tsubaki a number of times, the jumping fireballs have stopped.
See the little cover up there from Justin. Throws it, immediate little mid-slash.
This is honestly, like, against Tam Tam, this is what you have to have a plan for.
Right.
You know that their goal is to stay at this range where even if you stance break, even if you guard and they recoil, like, you're left at such a range that you have no options.
And Justin's now going to play a little bit of offense.
All right, runs up for the instant overhead.
Yeah. Oh.
Guard point catches Justin unaware. Spot dodges through the guard break, and that's not quite enough.
Kizzie with no rage. This is almost insurmountable.
This is completely Justin's, and that's punishable on block. This is completely Justin's game to win now that Kizzie has given up literally everything.
What does he even have at this point?
He has his SSM still, so my mistake.
Oh, okay, so this is what I was actually going to get into. Kizzie has to play this hard offense, because the moment that he gives up the space is when really Justin gets to his most amazing spot on this character.
Now, Tam Tam does not have, like, lots of really reliable ways to deal with Yoshitora Jump C. That's what that move is for. Excellent use of the Tsubaki to cover the recovery of that air fireball. Yoshitora operating on a slight lead here, but you can tell that Kizzie is not comfortable because when one player has rage, you know that's going to become a factor at the end of the round.
Oh, that clip's going to cost. Jumped in with. That's such a big, that jumping heavy slash is huge. Oh. Neutral jump not allowing him to actually approach.
So 20 seconds, it's getting on game time. Yoshitora now with the slight life.
Yeah.
It's getting bigger, and of course, the very first thing that Yoshitora even gets a bite on, Justin's going to have the luxury of bursting out of.
Which he might not burst because of just his life lead at this point.
Oh, no.
That's going to cost him.
And that's done.
Nice cut.
So 2-1 for Justin in winner's semis, finally showing the hand with Tam Tam.
Yeah.
Showing us why he's the CEO champion. You know, Kizzie Kay, a hugely respectable player in his own right.
Hard to say anything else.
Did fantastic all throughout yesterday, and even showed the adaptation against the Ukyo pick enough to force the counter.
It's gonna, if they meet again, if they have to fight again, which is very possible, you gotta see Kizzie take the first game. He needs to force him onto Tam Tam early.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely. If that were to
counter pick back, maybe. I don't know if he has another character.
But Samurai Showdown is not the kind of game that rewards going into it with a hugely offensive mindset. And that was the adaptation that Kizzie needed to make in order to get that first game against the Ukyo in the first place. Was like, suddenly you're playing a very high-risk game.
Yeah.
Which is, you're like, not tournament stable. Speaking of Tam, though, we've got, I believe, Hellsap?
Yeah.
That's the wrong bracket. That's not even going to be
that's
helpful.
melee.
I think we've got Hellsap versus ChrisG, and this is going to be Wu versus Tam. And where Justin plays sort of a calm and methodical Tam, we're, I expect, about to see one that fully utilizes the character's toolkit in an effort to make you crack. Versus Chris, who doesn't have necessarily a comfortable Samurai Showdown mentality yet, but still plays like a character with conventionally strong setups, with a powerful zoning game.
There's a lot to be explored with Tam. You don't have to play the solid state that just
you absolutely
don't need to be that immovable wall.
I think it's one of those things where the long-term benefit of it is going to favor someone who's playing clean,
But you can just play, you know, balls to the wall, see what happens. Could be a little bit dangerous, though, against Ruixiang, who allows you to just trap.
Yeah, I mean, you have... Ooh, punishes. Goes immediately into the SSM. Ooh. This is not going to kill, I feel, but it is going to set up...
It's going to be over that second fan for Lightbar.
An excellent situation.
Yeah, right over the second fan.
And now it's ChrisG's game to just...
Chill.
And
that's what this character's built for. You're done.
Miss times that jump in. It's got a fairly significant blind spot near the hilt of the sword in his hand. That's kind of the intentionally designed weakness. You can see that Hellsap is just like... What can you even say in that regard?
It's bewildering to get hit by something so brutal.
Wu having one of the easiest to confirm SSM moves in the game, and that means ChrisG is still going to have access to her incredibly easy to confirm weapon flip technique, and still have the luxury of burst and Isen if it gets to a third round.
He's got everything in his favor right now.
As far as a character who can predictably get the most out of their incredible resources, Wu's not a bad pick.
Not in the slightest. And that little spike trap there, forcing Hellsap to just stay where he is. He can get rid of it with a skull, I just realized that.
Yeah, so a lot of ground-based projectiles can get rid of it. Also, if you jump onto it, you'll tend to have a little bit of a time to actually crouch block.
Oh, nice jump in.
Gets the jump in, but it's a little too far away horizontally to get anything meaningful off of it.
But a little bit deeper.
Honestly, Chris is playing with such an advantage at this point. He just got Rage.
No reason to spend for play yet. Oh, no!
Yeah,
oh, no.
Yeah, he was looking to force the trade, and that was a very risky gamble for that second one, but he was looking to force the trade because unlike, you know, a lot of other characters, she can still get an advantage and a pickup off of a trade situation utilizing those traps. And even in that instance, there wasn't the opportunity to extend the combo, but there was still like, yeah, sure, you hit me.
Oh my.
Immediately, like I said, one of the easiest to confirm, and Hellsap is having a good time.
You've got to be kidding me. He's going to be between the fans for life.
Again.
Seriously. And he still has that, doesn't he?
It's perfectly fair, though, because he only gets one. Doesn't matter that he runs up and fully whiffs the guard break because he's covered by the trap. And again, that's an interesting dynamic to this character, is that guard break is very intentionally slow. They want it so that if you whiff it, you're in a punishable opportunity, but ChrisG just covers himself with that trap so well.
You know, I thought I liked playing Dagger, but the way that ChrisG makes this character look, it's like, man, why would you play anything else?
Goes for the weapon flip, misses it, keeps the weapon flip, but Tam has such an extended recovery on that on block that if certainly Chris hadn't used his SSM move in the previous round,
that would have been the 100%
free if you block a Tam weapon flip. All right, and this is a kind of like wild play that we see from a lot of Tam players when they really want to take advantage of tools.
Immediate burst. Oh, is he gonna? He will.
That's gonna be very scaled.
Yeah, it only does about 35% of what it should normally do. That's
And ooh. All right, that could have been a much more powerful punish. And Chris still relaxed.
no
Dead.
way.
Oh,
Are
yes.
you serious
Yes.
right now? Is he?
Yes.
He's dead.
Absolutely, you don't get the throw scaling in that situation. You get like a very small scaling applied to the Isen. That trap enables everything.
That was unreal.
That trap enables everything.
Why would you play a different character?
Well, she does have, she's slow, she does not have a lot of range, and she's not great at keeping people off of her once they're on. But that hit allows you to do all of your stuff. And
That was brilliant.
that's what it took.
That was absolutely brilliant. The moment he gets hit, and he knows his trap's there, I guess.
Yeah,
And just rage burst.
The
All
way
goes from
that
there.
you can take risks with Wu when you know you have trap out is like it's a completely different mindset than other characters. Like she is very unconventional in that regard. She is one of the newcomers to the 2019 Samurai Showdown game, and Chris showing that like a certain kind of mindset can offer as much reward as being a series veteran, which Hellsap
Right,
is. Like
right.
he's been a player of Samurai Showdown since like 5 Special.
Okay, so he's been around the block.
He's pretty seasoned, but he's honestly
he
just
gets-
as Hellsap's walking away, like he's laughing, he's having a good time because
Oh, yeah.
that is the nature of the game. Sometimes it's big risks and you very big payoffs.
Yeah, I mean, damn, that character just makes you pop. Plain and simple. You just pop.
You can.
So what do we got next,
So-
though? Yeah, it's gonna be DVD and
Looks
Lightning.
like losers round 1 is going to be Lightning versus DVD. Now, both of these players are, I believe, in Tekken, and I think we have there's a secondary tournament for each of the main games today for people who did not make it into top 8. And I think both of these players did not make it into top 8 for Tekken. So I think we're running 2 brackets simultaneously, but we do have both of them coming up now. So this is going to be Yoshitora on DVD side versus Earthquake. And we've actually seen this matchup a couple times. Lightning and his brother Smosler, both from Edmonton, and they came through a couple days ago and actually came to the Thursday Weekly that they had, where I think these two have played a couple times. I forgot who won the last time they played.
Right, I think at that tournament, DVD, I want to say he got like second to like ChrisG or something.
Yeah,
He
no,
got third.
ChrisG won the set in, got sent into losers fairly early on by, I believe, Smosler, Charlotte player, and then took it in a pretty convincing grand finals reset, and I think it might have been against DVD. So in this case, that would indicate that DVD won the last time these two played each other. But
that would, that's a good bit of logic there.
Lightning plays this game like it's poker. And like sometimes he is going to take a lot, even though he's not working with much.
Right.
We're gonna.
He'll tell you he has pocket aces, but he's sitting there with 7 and 3 offsuit.
And the kinds of risks that he take are ones that do not necessarily measure up to the reward that he's going to get for them. But what he's doing is he's intentionally building a distrust where you don't know when he's going to do what he's going to do, which is going to enable him to just generate so much advantage in places that he otherwise might not.
Right.
No one in this tournament so far has quite taken advantage of elements like recoil cancel the way Lightning has.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times where he'll just use a flame breath or something. Like anything to just recoil cancel.
Secondarily, though, no one has quite taken advantage of Yoshitora Jump C the way DVD has.
DVD is a big fan of if you can't prove you can anti-air, I will make you learn to anti-air. And that's really tough as a character like Earthquake who doesn't have a standard anti-air. You gotta meet him in the air with either your light or your medium for the most part.
At the same time, Earthquake is a character that likes to be aerial a lot, at least the way that Lightning plays him. And in a situation where you're trading with Yoshitora's Jump C, because it's a multi-hit move, it doesn't do the bulk of his damage on the first hit, so you can generate favorable air-to-air trades against Yoshitora if you're willing to meet him in the air constantly.
Nice swing
And
there.
that's how we're seeing Lightning approach this matchup. Is for such a big guy, he is in the air a lot.
Oh yeah, he's a mobile fat man.
See,
hell
the
of a
damage
power,
from that single hit there,
was nothing.
it's not much.
Nice jump. Oh, but Lightning gonna get knocked down
And like the amount of reward, that's a frame trap. The amount of reward that Yoshitora is gonna get if he lands Jump C is such that I doubt we're gonna see Lightning spend a lot of time on the ground just for fear of eating
Oh, yeah.
JC confirm.
Oh, big whiff. No punish. Again,
Oh.
no punish on a huge whiff.
And Lightning, a fan of using, all right,
Oh,
tries to coax a button, but doesn't. I've seen him hit countless people yesterday, just running towards them with rage.
He's worried about the grabs. You take a swing and, oh no.
All right, this is punishable. I wonder if he's gonna get, all right,
Stop.
goes for the advancing special.
Oh no. DVD bleeding out right now.
All right, and you have to be really particular with the range that you're blocking that to know if it's gonna be 3 hits or 4 hits.
You see DVD kind of giving up on the
Yeah.
the JC right now, the J heavy slash, so that way you can meet in the air.
Yeah, I
Lightning to not go up.
like this adaptation by DVD. It's probably too late for this game.
He's still got rage. Oh, and a lot of it just went away.
Well, he's got the availability of burst. He's got Earthquake in a position where he's jumping a lot, which could lead to an opportunity for a raw Isen.
Yep.
I think he wants to get him to a low enough health bar that a grab Isen would also cover things.
Oh,
No?
he's got him! Lightning strike coming
Reacts
through.
for the rage burst.
Oh, I thought
That's game
the
1.
conclusion didn't come up. I was like, oh no, he
Yeah,
has a pixel.
some characters, as soon as the blood starts, the conclusion's up. But Yoshitora's got to fix his hair. So
Oh my goodness.
definitely adapting to that pattern of behavior. I think we're good.
Okay.
Definitely adapting that pattern behavior of staying in the air. And now I guess we're going to see if the counter adaptation exists, if Earthquake is willing to be a little bit more reserved about when he takes to the air. So far, the answer appears to be no.
No. And he's doing the quick jump too. The moment he lands, he's putting in another jump. So that way he's just staying so mobile.
Not a conventional anti-air by any means, but the 3rd, 4th, and 5th hit of Yoshitora's 5H does go quite high in the air.
It's serviceable at the moment. Oh, nice jumping again. DVD, yeah, finally coaxing him to the ground. It's like, all right, now I get to jump for free. It's not too fun if you're Lightning right now.
All right. DVD definitely trying to play a much more aggressive game, chasing constantly, which I think is a necessary component of this matchup. Like, the easiest way to disable a lot of Earthquake's mobility is to be inside the range where he's not comfortable to do his hard attacks.
Oh, and he's done.
Yeah, hits him with the low.
It's a big start for DVD there. As in the previous game, Lightning was able to take it with reasonable ease. But oh no!
All right, that's not gonna hit. That does not really have a very high vertical hitbox. So I wonder if that's even what he wanted.
Punish with the little advancing roll.
Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh.
In a lot of instances, even though a move such as Yoshitora's 5 hard slash doesn't have a recoil on block,
right,
that means that you always know he has no ability to recoil cancel it.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Makes it so you know
Yeah,
that you're gonna get a
so
punish.
that's something that DVD's been on the lookout for this entire set so far, is that Lightning is very, very fond of recoil canceling
Oh, he's
the
dead.
crouching H. But that's a quick 2-1?
2-0.
Yeah.
Damn.
Darn.
DVD cutting him down to size.
All right, he made the adaptation. He got a lot more aggressive. He wasn't trying to start the pressure with the jump hard slash. He was jumping in with the medium. He was meeting him in the air for the air-to-air, and then he was doing the follow-up jump hard slash.
when he convinced him to be grounded.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in that one.
Coming up now, we have the other Edmonton player, Smosler, Lightning's brother, actually, the Charlotte player, versus Lovely Demon, who I believe plays Haomaru.
That sounds correct. Yep. Keeps things pretty classic, you know. Keeps it to the pro tag. He's one of the people who really, Lovely Demon's one of the players who like really idolizes a lot of the way that like Japanese players will approach games like Street Fighter, and so we're gonna see him try to play like the most clean game he can play right now, versus Smosler, who I think, like his brother Lightning, is going to be aggressive in a way that's sometimes unconventional, but also as a Charlotte player, you're going to funnel that through a character who does have a very honest, very powerful tool set, as opposed to Earthquake, who's like kind of designed in such a way that you really want to just like be all over the place whenever you can. He is the most mobile big guy I've ever seen in a fighting game, and he still possesses those tools of big damage and big range. But we're not going to see any more of Earthquake in this tournament, probably, unless you know someone pulls it out of nowhere.
I think that's all the Earthquake we've seen.
This one's definitely going to be an interesting one, as you know, you've got your Shodo character for Lovely Demon, and you've got just such a brilliant poke game.
One thing that I think we're going to see Lovely Demon struggle with, at least he was yesterday, is when he goes for the guard break, again, he wants the knockdown enough that he's going straight into a raw DP, and the first couple hits of it actually whiff. So his guard break game does not have a great deal of reward to it. So the risk involved with the way that he's going to approach you is not as balanced, and it's pretty easy to develop a defensive pattern to just always take the guard break.
Sure. Take the throw, you know?
Just take the throw.
Very projectile-less game up until I say it. I'm not sure why there's that level of reserve from these two that way, but it might play for Lovely Demon to let that zone happen.
With Haomaru, the bayonet thrust move that Charlotte has will probably win against Fireball. Even if it trades, the trade is not favorable to dashes up for the weapon flip technique. So with Charlotte, her weapon flip technique doesn't quite have enough range to do it immediately off of a back throw. And here we're seeing...
he's in the reach! That's
all right. Smosler had the right idea, but it was just within reach.
10 seconds, definitely Smosler favored in terms of life. Throw.
All right. Oh, no! He's been practicing. Oh, thank you, Lovely Demon.
He's learned how to play the game.
And now with the life lead, it's all on him.
Oh, boy. Wow, he wants it.
Oh, you're done. Oh, you're done. You're done. And so, we've seen both the Lightning brothers really turn to that even in the first round. They're definitely playing to get that early advantage and try and use the momentum it generates.
You asked the question a while ago, at what cost? This time, the cost of rage could be the cost of the entire game.
At this point, that rage was in response to what was otherwise Lovely Demon making a lot of adaptation.
Uh-oh. Never mind, Smosler's kind of just pinning him down right here.
Yeah, goes for the knockdown.
Oh my goodness, heavy one.
Gets the EX DP, available only while the character is in their rage state. Ooh.
I don't think Demon's going to try and stretch this.
Oh, all right. Goes for the recoil cancel. Maybe tried to use the fake fireball to really keep his hurt box back in an effort to avoid a punish. But with a character like Charlotte,
so much range.
You have to... All right. Meets in the air.
Oh, there's the fakie.
And at this range, it's going to be difficult for Haomaru to safely play around bayonet lunge. Like he has the overhead flip, and he's got excellent conversion from the cross up.
Crowd getting into it there.
Yeah. Now we've still got rage present. but we're not seeing Lovely Demon really push his advantage when he gets these knockdown situations. He gets a knockdown and he backs up and he plays a very conservative game. Bursts out of the guard break. Was, I assume, waiting to see if Smosler was going to bite on trying to punish that recoil. Just raw does it, and that's dead.
My goodness.
And that's the very real danger of playing in a game with this Rage Burst. You can see on Lovely Demon's face that he's not happy with how that turned out. Like, sure, the game is in his favor, but that's not how you want to win.
Yeah, certainly a skin in your teeth kind of moment. Last I checked, your teeth don't have much skin.
I don't know if he was reacting to something that wasn't there or if he thought he was going to combo into it, but now that slide is a good way to challenge Charlotte from holding on to the fireball, which she can do to otherwise react to your aerial option. All right, not a very strong punish on the guard break. Good wake up DP.
Oh, backs off. I guess he was trying to predict the roll in. Nice little check.
Almaru blessed with a very fast sliding move, trying to just check Charlotte for doing a lot of full screen things and really force her to approach where his anti-air game is incredibly strong.
Oh.
No, this is why you have to dash.
Jeez,
it's possible without a dash. You can do a micro walk, but it's still, it's more precise than it appears. Yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
fakes him
terrifying.
out a number of times in an effort to try and coax a bayonet thrust or a fireball. I like this adaptation.
Oh, you're
very
done.
desperate.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
Lovely Demon had the game there on the SSM whiff, but at the end of the day, he's still now without that resource going in.
There's a lot gone right now from Smosler. He's working with half a deck.
All right. Finds a good range where Haomaru wants to look for buttons in order to have Charlotte be able to throw fireballs, but I really think Lovely Demon has made the adaptation, and it's going to be up to Smosler now to show that counter adaptation.
He read the roll, or at least put himself in position to punish the roll, or pressure off the roll, and did nothing with it. Demon is very reserved.
That very fast slide. And I'm surprised we haven't seen more of it because, truthfully speaking, we haven't seen Smosler really punish him or really... All right, gets a great advantageous knockdown. Yeah, so opts to go for the dash in order to get the weapon flip. Not a terrible... Takes the weapon at the cost of the guard break, which is... All right, that's game. Oh, not yet.
Sliver.
Yeah, that was a pretty transparent opportunity for an instant overhead.
Oh. I like the charge up. I like him going for the guard break because he's been a little bit light on those. But
he's been a little bit light on those, but when you've got such little health remaining,
it's ballsy.
An option like that will not secure you the win and instead got him killed. But
fair point, fair point.
What do I know? That might have been an opportunity for Haomaru to weapon flip and really turn the round around with a Charlotte that doesn't have access to her long pokes.
Point. Oh, knockdown. He backs off. He's always predicting the roll in, I guess.
Both these players really opting to spend a lot more time sliding. Now that's a risky proposition on Lovely Demon's part. In that range to be doing the fake fireball, you weren't getting hit by bayonet thrusts, but the strength up would have been far enough to reach you there.
Demon's been pinned down for a while now, and oh no, that should have been a lot more.
Without a strong anti-air game, which Charlotte has.
Sure.
This is definitely something that Charlotte should have the strength to deal with, but without Smosler being able to show the strong anti-air game, yes.
Yeah.
All right, goes for the weapon flip. It's about as much damage as a scaled Isen off the guard break, and it at least gives you this advantage. But when you don't have that much life left, sometimes it doesn't matter. Haomaru's running punch is actually very strong.
Got him right in the chops and took the game for it.
It's fast. It's very, very good to use at range. I don't know if it was fully safe on block at that range, but there's a lot of ranges where it's safe on block. It can even be used as a meaty tool to generate positive frames, which is something that we pretend that they don't exist in Samurai Showdown, because you can be minus 28 off things, you can be minus 16 off things. Like, being plus is not a thing that a lot of characters have common access to. But, I mean, all that doesn't matter. It does a little bit of damage, and a little bit of damage is all it took.
Yeah, he's out of there. Gonna be going into, I think...
that was a loser's match, I believe.
Wait, hold on. I have it here. It was a loser's match. He's gonna be moving into, I think, who lost against ChrisG? Nope, he's gonna be fighting
Kizzie Kay.
Which, that'll be an interesting one to see go down. We should be going, though, to Hellsap against DVD before we go back to winner's side of J. Wong and NY. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so I see Hellsap standing up. I think they might be looking for DVD now.
He's right there.
Yeah, right there at the tech and setups. Oh, no.
No, he's sitting in the crowd.
He's sitting
hanging
in the
crowd.
There. He is wearing a nondescript t-shirt, much like many of the nondescript t-shirts I've seen before. But no, he is on deck for his match. So this is going to be a wild one.
Yeah, DVD, very, very aggressive, and Kizzie, very...
Hellsap.
Or Hellsap. Hellsap, very, very aggressive. Like, you're looking at two people ready to just swing.
Yes. Two people who, despite all the risk involved, despite all the deaths you are going to embrace to get there, are still going to go in. And
because why not?
Well,
I guess we're about to find out why not, as one of them is going to blow themselves up for it, most likely. I do know that DVD really likes the Tam Tam matchup.
Yeah?
As Tam Tam doesn't have the greatest anti-air in the world. He's kind of got that little upward thrust.
That's fair, but we've also seen DVD take a game or two to adjust to the range at which it is best for him to use those tools. And Tam Tam with the fireball is actually a very powerful anti-air tool for Tam Tam, because once it touches the ground, it is just a column up.
Yeah. We'll see if that ends up being the play early on. If it ends up being the play early on, or if DVD gets free reign of the air.
Tsubaki, the guard point move Yoshitora has, is going to beat the fireball that Tam Tam has. But the fireball Tam Tam has is going to deal with bad jump attempts.
Right.
On the part of Yoshitora. So really this is going to come down to how the player treats the aerial space.
Well, we're about to find out now. Losers quarters. This is only 1st to 2, so that's a dangerous spot that you stand in if you lose game 1.
All right, goes for a very risky 5/, all up front. All right, now what's tricky about that move, the sort of spinning blade that Tam Tam has, is you have limited movement control. Gets 3 hits just out of range. This is going to be a 4. No, it's not a 4 hit. Both me and DVD were completely fooled by that one.
I was on board. Oh, nice pickup. Jump in.
All right.
Ooh, heavy slash in the air. What's up?
Yeah, and the recall cancel trades with the 5H.
Oh, man.
Right.
Oh, that's not going to hit.
Excellent punish. Excellent punish. Yes, so the Rage Burst gets through the fireball, and then Tam Tam in his recovery, it's a free Isen. Now, Hellsap is over there saying, like, come on, give it to me, give it to me. You've given me your Rage Burst now.
Yeah.
He's not stressed about it.
He couldn't have used that little hop to get through that?
I think he could have, but it was just...
He looked cool doing it.
The presence of mind. I think you had to have done that a little. You had to have done the hop a little bit earlier, and Isen, you get the opportunity to do that all the time. That's a situation that you can easily get out of if you have your Rage Burst still, though. So you gave Tam Tam access to his weapon flip.
Oh, boy. DD's been working with this corner the entire time, but Hellsap hasn't looked too bad there.
I'm very surprised that he didn't manage to get a confirm off of that jump. Usually the 4th hit is where you know you've got enough advantage to do something, but...
Unfortunate.
I wonder if we're going to see DVD try and make the adaptation. You can go straight into a DP off of that. You can go straight into the Nadeshko. And I wonder if we'll see him make the adaptation of not trying to get that second button. Punishes a whipped 5H. And this is going to do obscene damage. You see Hellsap waving goodbye. It's not dead yet, I believe. No, but now
DVD seriously on the back foot.
Tam still has Rage Bursts.
Yeah, this is Hellsap's game to lose. DVD needs to take off a lot of life, and then on top of that, he's gonna have to deal with the timer of this.
And
oh,
I
say
think
goodnight.
this will be enough to kill. Yeah, so you saw Hellsap doing that. Like, there is a power that you give your opponent when you give up your Rage Burst that early. And with some characters, it enables them to do combos that are easy to burst out of.
Right.
Or setups that are easy to burst out of. And it's like, you don't have access to that anymore.
We'll see if DVD be a little bit more reserved with his rage.
I think it spells that DVD is not prepared for what conventional tools he's going to need in order to beat this character and beat this player. And Hellsap, we're in game cam now, but like every time he gets a knockdown or every time he gets a hit, like he is smiling and he is laughing because he understands he's doing mental damage.
Well, you said earlier that this isn't exactly a great match just in counterpicking to be able to get to this. Oh no, wait, that was this character. Yeah.
I think it was this character, and I don't know the particulars of the matchup specifically, but Tam just has like a very obvious and easy to utilize tool set.
Right. Okay.
All right, and honestly, were I in Hellsap's position, the jump back is still a useful option because, oh, that was very risky. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
whiffs still and goes for the desperate Isen. So he's shaking his head. That was,
you have to.
That was what we saw happen in the last game in round 1, and he was thrilled to have
that advantage.
And now he's just giving it to DVD.
He was thrilled to have that advantage
Gets the
while being down a game.
Now, that could have been an SSM.
Which would have really chunked him.
Yeah. And when the fact that we saw him go for the deflect again means he knows at this point, all right, is going to get...
Oh, all 34? There's the 35th. Yeah, there it is. It's as good as she gets.
That is a difficult button to... Well, that was an excellent idea that just did not pan out, just misspaced slightly. And like, this is a game where you have to space your jump-ins on hits to know if they're confirmable. The spacing for everything in this game is so precise. But at least Hellsap's still having a good time.
I'm fine, he says.
Yeah, I want to have the boisterous energy that this man has fighting for his life in the loser's bracket.
Oh, a little poke. Oh, deep.
All right, gets the follow, which means he's going to get the Asagao.
Only 33 this time. Wasn't connecting too early. Whoa. Light stuff.
All right, no challenge on the reflect even from that range. That's not going to hit.
Free punish.
Yeah. Oh, that could have been a very bad situation for DVD. He is jumping.
Same thing.
These reads are intense because that jump, if it was red, is a free Isen. Now he's got no rage and nothing to show for it.
The statement of "I'm fine" might have been more of a moral booster for himself because he does not look fine whatsoever.
There's definitely some risky play going on here.
Nice.
All right, finally gets the DP. That's something that Tam has an incredibly floaty jump. So if he's... all right, gets that juicy 5H. With how much space he's got to really lose.
What was that little yell? Did he just taunt?
That's the that's the deflect.
Oh, okay.
So because of how fast, all right, gets a decent punish on the blocked weapon flip.
Because of how fast? Because of
how fast Tam's stand medium is. If you want to deflect it, you have to make the read.
Right.
And that's what DVD's trying to do because deflect leaves you at like plus 30 something. It's insane.
You're getting ahead. Oh, he's done.
And he's done.
DVD's gonna move himself on into the semifinals, and away will go Hellsap after
It was a good showing, and honestly, like every Samsho tournament is gonna need at least one crazy Tam Tam, and we had ours.
Yeah.
So like, hats off to Hellsap. He looks like he's having a good time. We appreciate him coming over here and showing us a good time.
It's great.
Now,
great to have these kind of guys out here.
The complete opposite side of the spectrum, Kizzie Kay versus Lovely Demon. These are two players who couldn't do a dumb thing if they needed to.
Yeah. No, gun to their head. It's just not happening.
And so we've really seen, like, Lovely Demon. He is sort of one of our younger players in this scene.
Yep.
He's playing a lot of Dragon Ball. He used to play a lot of Street Fighter. Like a lot of players who are as neutral focused as he is. He's not as satisfied with Street Fighter 5. So I think he's like still sort of like looking for his niche. But like,
this could be it. This could be the niche.
He's been punching a lot above his weight in this particular tournament, just because like he has emphasized his clean play for a number of years.
Right.
And this would be a great head for him to take because Kizzie's played a great, respectable game this whole weekend so far.
Yeah, Kizzie's a name that is very much so above his weight class too.
Yeah, and like Kizzie lost to Justin. I don't know who else I can point to and say, yeah, Kizzie would have lost again.
Right.
So
yeah, that's an unfortunate, fight that he had to take there in winter semis. But you gotta take down the big name sometime, and he just couldn't quite cut it there. But like Demon should be just fodder for Kizzie. But I mean, Demon's been looking hot.
I'm gonna give the boy some credit. He's been playing well, and I want to see him do well.
Yep.
And I think this is the kind of match that's really gonna test like.
Oh, I'm giving it a should be. I'm not saying he will be. Like.
This is his this is an opportunity for him to show something.
Certainly. We're gonna hop into this one right here. And he's
okay.
Okay.
So the fireball for Haomaru is a struggle to use in this matchup. Tsubaki will go through it almost every time. That's why he's got the fake fireball. But the regular fireball has so much recovery.
It's an interesting little mind game that's gonna be played between those two.
Excellent whip punish. And even though there's like such a slight life advantage, we see. All right, gets the guard break. Does not trust himself to get the full conversion. That was a risky play and kind of indicative of a level of desperation that I don't want to see out of Lovely Demon. And Kizzie very comfortable just standing at that range where you're going to walk right into medium slash and give him the opportunity for a knockdown. Excellent whip punish again.
Oh, no.
There it is. There it is. He's going to stick it out, and you're going to walk into it.
13 seconds on the clock. This should be almost impossible.
All right.
It's tough. It's a lot of damage, but it took a lot of time.
Doesn't even have rage anymore, so he's not going to get the full EX extension. He's going to try.
He's going
to try to do it.
Oh, had he DP'd, he would have been able to get it. It was all that call
It
out.
was after that overhead, he was in a 50-50 position. He was like, if I get the next hit, I can win. And Kizzie recognized that. Kizzie with the Rage Meter gets access to that powerful EX Nadeshiko, gives him huge corner carry. All right, that incredibly fast slide. Just to say... All right, a lot of empty jumps from Lovely Demon that I don't fully understand. Good run up, crouch. Oh, that's gonna be a big
one.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna be a punish.
Yeah.
All right.
It certainly was hits.
Goes for the spot dodge. He's at this point looks like he's actively trying to like frustrate Lovely Demon and really goad him into doing just like the last thing necessary to just hang himself for.
Right.
And we've seen Lovely Demon in this position before and almost make it back. Now that we're in the second round, he might be a little bit more willing to spend the rage in order to see that happen, but
He almost has to be willing.
At this point, Kizzie, if he just plays safe, I don't think...
Oh, say goodnight. Oh, right.
This is up. Don't do it. Oh, no. Oh no,
Damn.
and that's game one.
It's rough stuff.
Yeah, so in that situation, I think Lovely Demon understood. If I Isen, I will get a bit of damage. But then I'll have 8 seconds left, and I'll still be at a huge life disadvantage.
So he needed to go for
So
that.
we needed something else. And we started to see him crack a little bit. He's not as sure in his guard break confirms anymore.
Yeah, not sure why. He was perfect in the previous set.
Maybe it's nerves. I really hope he gets to clean it up. Like, I talked our boy up a lot, and I get that nerves happen, but I really want to see him.
Oh, punish.
Nice punish.
Great stuff. Got to take the damage where it's presented. I just want to take the moment to say I love the little referee in the background.
I love it. Yeah, I love this stage. As far as like training stages go, this one's a real clean one. Yeah. Excellent anti-air. Come on, Demon.
He's got a chance here.
Yeah. All right,
Evens up the life.
We're tied up. Basically tied up in Rage 2.
Oh boy, costly.
All right. No conversion. All right. Not gonna happen twice. Yeah.
Oh.
That was gonna kill you now.
Yeah. There's that little bit of rope that he gave him.
And I think Kizzie had just the perfect presence of mind to know you just got raged. And the strength of Haomaru's rage is in that EXDP and in that incredible weapon flip technique. So I'm going to safe jump you.
And it was very safe. It was the right call.
All right, that's a difficult sequence to instant block all of. And that's what we've seen Kizzie Kay hit people with all the time, is that H, or that M rather, is so close to you that it's fairly risk-free. It's not risk-free, nothing is risk-free, but it's low risk to just throw it out, and the reward is a knockdown. And we've seen Lovely Demon now. How does he get in? All right,
Great
good.
pickup.
I pray that our boy Lovely Demon does not drop those anymore.
He's been having a little bit of trouble with it for the most part, but you know, showing some fortitude there.
And
didn't cancel.
This is
tight. Oh,
that
that's it.
is the whole farm, but
Gets the round.
gets just the raw hard slash.
Anything to get it done, really, in the end.
I mean, it was definitely a call out that you move forward, and that H Nadeshko gives him huge damage, huge corner carry, and he's still in rage. He gets a second one. This is a rough spot to be in game 2 if you're Lovely Demon, and that is...
Was that a rage burst bait there when he just ran up and did nothing?
Yeah, no, he is definitely... But, like, at this level of life disadvantage, I don't think it's time to use Rage Burst yet.
Okay.
Oh, no!
What even was that misinput?
That was, I'm assuming a bad
Oh,
DK.
No. Okay. Not out of it yet. Demon.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that's just a crouch K because at that level of life, you don't need to do anything unsafe.
Yeah.
I know Lovely Demon's going to learn from this. I know he's going to do better next time, but
Couldn't quite get it done today.
that was a heartbreak. That is what happens when you meet solid meets more solid.
Yeah. It's a learning experience. You know, you chalked it up pretty well there. You can't win them all, and I mean, you couldn't get that one. Kizzie plays strong though. He's gonna get to fight DVD and loser semis. Hard to be too upset about that, but we're gonna move back into winners.
So here's our winners finals. Justin Wong versus ChrisG. Now, we've seen Justin willing to show the tam tam. If it's really down to the wire. I don't know if he's even gonna try Ukyo in this situation, because Wu is the kind of character where we've seen in previous sets against Justin, players sort of go on the advantage or go aggressive, and they'll get little bits of damage here and there. But like the risk involved with doing anything in this game is such that a lot of people are getting away with a lot of run up and stuff.
Right.
And the reward has not been super high. But this is Wu.
Yeah.
If she gets to do her stuff,
the reward
will
is the
become
highest.
incredibly high.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not get higher in this game. I don't think there's anyone that does more crazy damage than her.
That said, Tam Tam has tools to deal with trap. Skull neutralizes trap.
That it does. And you can double up, if you think.
All right.
You can throw double up.
All right, here we go.
Doesn't matter. We're going for Ukyo.
Now, this is winners finals, which I believe will be first to 3.
It is.
So he's got a game or two that he can give to get this information about it, but I wonder how this is going to pan out for Ukyo, a character who is going to now struggle. Not that Justin really relies on the instant overhead mix-up as often, but if blocked, he bounces back. And so I wonder if we're going to see ChrisG intentionally put the trap between the two characters or behind Ukyo, and how that might change as the spacing of the match develops. Just run up sweep because she's standing on the trap. Are you going to punish her?
Yeah.
Are you going to punish her?
What are you going to do about this?
What a cheeky sort of strategy that you have the tools and the access to because of her unique skill set. Knockdown, so Justin's not going to eat a grip for that.
Ooh, nice poke.
All right, goes in.
Traps between them. Or behind him.
Oh.
I thought he was landing on it. I was almost certain.
All right, gonna go for the faraway knockdown. Trap goes in between. Gonna do a little bit of zoning. If I'm Justin, I'm focusing on just collecting a little bit of rage.
He's getting that right now. ChrisG's so patient. Again with the sweep, he's on it. As you said earlier, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, at that range, it's like you either give up the ability to end. Oh, gets the deflect, does not opt for the SSM. And I think that's just like Chris is very comfortable in the game that he's developed for Wu, but not necessarily in the full esoterics of Samurai Shodown.
ChrisG's losing right now. Oh, he's gonna rage burst. Lightning strike.
With a character like Wu, who's going to have access to her SSM still after this, I can understand why Chris might, but I still don't think that this was a great plan against Justin, unless you take the round.
Oh!
Justin, totally willing to counter Rage Burst. He says, in a completely even environment where neither of us have access to this tool, I'm willing to bet on myself. And honestly, after watching that game,
why wouldn't you?
I would too.
Seems like safe money in this casino.
All right, we're finally starting to see this mix-up that Ukyo is kind of infamous for coming out of Justin, a player who is not infamous for their mix-ups. All right, punishes the recoil cancel. Wu's fireball game is unique in that she kind of has to pick how you can get around the fireball when she throws it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and the trap disappears in time. Raw SSM.
Asking for a lot there.
I'm pretty confident Justin could have killed. It doesn't matter.
Nice
Game one's going to go to Justin. Forget what we said. Obviously, Chris is not as comfortable dealing with Ukyo as we thought he might be.
It did come down to a little bit in my mind that Chris very rarely, if ever, had a life lead. Wu does need to be able to play around a little bit of a life lead.
All right, good positioning, good trap setup. Definitely the ball is in Chris's court, but we've seen, and I think part of what's maybe frustrating Chris a little bit is he'll set up a trap and he'll stand on it and he'll try and goad Justin into doing something. And Justin has just been so good at not biting.
Oh, the throw armor.
I did not know that interaction happened, but
now we do.
Now that we do, you know for sure Justin is aware of that now, and we're gonna see just a lot more
lot more willingness
to run over the trap
and throw. Chris we were commenting on it earlier. He would go for the sweep while he's on the. Oh, that didn't kill. He'd go for the sweep while he's on the trap. Justin now has a way to deal with that. You can run up and grab. It forces a mix-up.
All right. And like I said, her fireball game is unique in that you have to choose what you're weak to when you throw it. And in that case, he picked the fireball that would catch a jump or an aerial approach. And Justin, with the reactions, just
sprints through it.
Advanced through it.
And there's a lot of tell to which one it's going to be. There's those little lines that appear at her feet or up top.
Yeah, it's definitely something where it's like once you have the luxury of trap out, it doesn't matter that you're telegraphing it slightly because the punishment potential is very low.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, Rage Burst in return. Good stuff there.
And honestly, in the position that Justin's in, I think it was worth it to Rage Burst, even though you don't have access and you probably won't get your Isen even this round.
Okay.
Opted to go for the instant overhead because at that level of rage and off of that scaling, the damage would have honestly not been very high. But just to disable SSM from happening again, because once you spend it, it's gone. All right, so Wu probably not going to get... Oh, that could have been very desperate for that round.
What a weird bet.
Not willing to play it out any longer, even with 29 seconds on the clock. And that raw Isen. We're not seeing a level of preparedness for this.
No, it's hard for a zoning trap character to force an approach out of someone who never wanted to approach in the first place.
I think what we need to see is we have to see Chris generate a life lead and not do that.
Yeah.
Like, generate the life lead and suddenly... No! Oh, no. Tries not to do the SSM punish, worried that Justin is going to burst through it again just to rob him of that damage potential.
Everything about that was just catastrophic.
That is beautiful conditioning from Justin's part, though.
Very true.
You just have to deal with that once, and all of a sudden, Chris isn't even sure of his own game plan anymore.
Nice block. Good punish afterwards. And oh, no.
Not quite in time, and Justin opts to jump out to take the air reset. All right.
No punish, though.
And just that incredibly quick 2B or 5B.
Solid stuff. Justin looking to punch his ticket to Winter Side Grand Finals with a 3-0 over ChrisG.
This has been a very comfortable looking set for Justin. I know earlier we said maybe he'll need to switch to a Tam-Tam in order to get around the traps, but
hasn't even had to blink.
Honestly, ChrisG should switch the traps to get around Justin. That's a very, like, the spirit of that was in the right place. He was reacting to something, but the way weapon flip technique in this game works, you've spent it, but it didn't work, so you get to keep the rage. He's no longer in the rage state anyway.
Oh, no.
Honestly, I would love to see this set develop between these two players, but I think at this point we've seen ChrisG kind of at the end of his rope.
Rage.
All right. Goes for the weapon flip technique again. Justin counter rages.
Oh,
not sure how that Isen hit, but I guess we're going into round 3. We saw ChrisG in a similar situation against was it Cool Kid?
Yes.
In Dragon Ball last night. 2 down.
Yep.
It was looking like it was already over. Maybe we don't give him enough credit.
He was looking like he was going to get reset at that point.
All right.
Maybe he can
that is the instant overhead mix. So we're starting to see Justin willing to take those risks.
Oh, no.
Oh,
that's it, isn't it?
That is very much it. They are up. They are shaking hands. They're going to be packed up and sitting down before this super move is over.
I mean, that super move takes, a good bit of time.
All right. What an excellent reaction on Justin's part.
Hard to ask for anything else.
Insane preparedness.
Inhuman reactions.
Very human reactions. Very dad reactions.
All right.
Shout outs to little baby Harper, who is in attendance, cheering her father on.
He's shaking hands with a cute little kid.
All right, now
Kizzie and DVD.
Loser semis. I believe the winner of this is going to go advance to fight ChrisG.
That they are.
At this point, I think both of these, I think all players present have had opportunities to play Justin in the past. So it will be interesting to see which one of them makes it out of this sort of triangle and what they've done, what homework they've done in order to prepare for this.
Nice little mirror.
Yoshitora mirror. And honestly, we've seen two very different ways of playing this character. We've seen DVD, who's very persistent, very stubborn, and definitely as interested as taking advantage of what you aren't good at. And we've seen Kizzie, who won't take a lot of unnecessary risks and is willing to play slow and also gets a lot of his opportunities, gets a lot of his damage from you trying to get close to him. So I believe DVD is the red Yoshitora. Oh, bad DP whip.
No.
All right, goes for it again.
Not a bad DP whip.
The readiness of these DPs, in my mind, suggests that Kizzie is aware of what DVD wants. 3-4. All right, at that range, maybe the hard slash wouldn't have connected. Opts to go for the safest, most confirmable thing.
Not the worst call in the world.
Yeah.
Nice block. Oh, tries to chase him down, but Kizzie ready for the air-to-air.
All right, 3-4.
Great stuff there from
Excellent presence of mind to convert off of those jumping hard slash opportunities.
Kizzie kind of beating DVD at his own game there. Playing from the air a ton.
Oh, no.
Not deep enough.
And Yoshitora, one of the slower dragon punches in the game, but still willing to go for it.
It's a reasonable trade, with it being the 5C, the multi-hit versus, boom, there's all my damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Take the trade with the DP versus the first hit of Jump H.
Oh my god, persistent does not even begin to describe DVD's air game.
Just a Tsubaki out of nowhere, and
DVD in a bad spot. Getting pushed towards the corner.
All from that willingness in the corner to just do it over and over again. But that's where we got...
Oh my goodness! Really? You're gonna wake up like that, huh?
All right, that's how you really feel.
My goodness. That is a seriously strong wake up. That is a 3-shot of espresso in the morning kind of power.
This man is lively. And,
all
right, gets the big punish.
Oh, say goodbye to your life bar.
You don't get a lot of opportunities to land that special move naturally, so good presence of mind on Kizzie's part. Most of the other ones, you're going to get opportunities for.
Beauty trying to meet in the air. He's going to finally catch him. And oh,
all right.
Boy.
Good use of the dragon punch. 3, 4. No,
not quite.
Gosh, you can tell that I am not a Yoshitora main.
It looked like he had that deep jump in. Very little bit of damage there, though.
All right, starting to... So we saw Kizzie in the corner tried a couple times unsuccessfully to get that DP, and now it looks like he's sort of exploring other avenues. All right, here's the... No, the burst through. That also could have been it. There is a... into the straight Isen. I think this kills. No.
A lot of damage.
All right, a lot of damage. No more rage. What are you jumping at that range for? Okay.
DVD is a bird. He got him!
The DP goes through the jump H, and that's game 1 for DVD.
You talked about how slow it was, and it's so still fast.
We saw Kizzie start using the 2H, or the 2M, because he was trying to DP his way out of just DVD's oppressive corner pressure. But sometimes when it works, it works.
DVD's straight up, like, just changing Kizzie's approach to things as Kizzie is now doing this huge jump-in game.
And that's... All right.
Here we go,
so
here we go.
Kizzie's willing to show that they're capable of that anti-air every time. The downside, 2M doesn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's kind of whatever.
You might be able to anti-air him every time, but if you want the rewards to be worth what he's going to get when one hits, you got to anti-air him every time.
Yeah. Oh,
all right.
To air with the
not a super significant trade.
Jump. Oh.
Oh, and DVD holds back a little bit. Looks like he was trying to bait it and then got hit by it anyway.
Whoa. Look at that.
That's like 8 or 9 2Ms.
Yeah, honestly. That's our new metric. How many 2Ms does it take to match this damage?
Oh, and that's dead, and that's dead.
Super unfortunate whiff.
This has very surprisingly turned into quite a scrap.
Yeah, you said it, and I agreed with it. It should have been DVD jumping in, Kizzie, patiently DPing and 2Ming everything, but he's just gone balls to the wall as DVD has.
And we have just started this race. Okay, well.
The Yoshitora meta evolves before our eyes. Great throw.
All right, gets a command grab. I wonder now, DVD has given up. He went for the instant overhead. I think he is getting a little desperate to hit 7 sword.
He certainly is. He's a player that will play for it normally. So in a state where he has a lot to go for. We haven't seen it come out
in this top 8 yet.
What's he missing? He's missing the little dash in. Like that little hop. He's missing the hop and he's missing the aerial.
To be perfectly honest with you, Gamble, I am not really keeping track. This is going to be, if possible, the first set where I think players are really actively going for it. Isn't still a factor. Now, take the guard break.
Oh,
that was very risky. All right, the Asagao, I think he's got this one already, but this is the round.
He certainly has that one already.
Now, for sure, he doesn't have Botan, which is the instant overhead.
Yep.
We know he's got the Asagao. We know he's got the command grab.
He doesn't have the hop.
I'm going to assume he's got Nadeshko.
He does. It's the hop.
He hasn't got the Tsubaki.
Yeah. It's the instant overhead and it's the hop.
Yeah, and for the amount of DPs we've seen this set,
hard to imagine he doesn't have that. Oh.
And the fact that Kizzie's going into this round without his rage because of the events of last round, like, this feels like a player that we've seen play so patient, only gets the one hit, and it's the air flip out, and an excellent way to capitalize on that.
Oh.
We've really seen Kizzie Kay have to adapt to this level of aggressive play by being as aggressive. That's it, and that's it. All right, we're 1-1. This is...
This is tight.
All right, this is not what I was expecting to see from Kizzie.
Not in the slightest.
And I think that's, and to an extent, that's a credit to DVD for really pulling Kizzie into his world and the way that he plays.
Yeah, it's been a terrifying fight as these two have been very, very mobile in the air. A lot of jumping in a game.
All right, that was pretty deep, but still doesn't manage to get the confirm. Oh,
that'll get it.
No, this is whiff. Spacing. The spacing is so critical that you can't just assume. Nothing is a given, even a jump in with 4 hits. Excellent punish. All right. Honestly, meeting each other in the air at this point is not a bad idea, but DVD playing from such a back foot, are we going to see him going to get the weapon flip? This is not as advantageous as it seems, though, because really all Kizzie needs is 1 or 2 hits. This is one of the ways it's advantageous, though. Kizzie is going to struggle to, jump punch.
Good call.
All of a sudden, those air-to-air situations are way more favorable to someone who is just willing to use a very fast button, or in the case of Kizzie, without a weapon, his only button. Doesn't get the confirm, even though he gets the M. All right. No.
Yeah, there it is.
Right. It's an Nadeshko. Yes, and now we're seeing the range and the spacing where the DP makes the most sense. Take that trade.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
All right, at this point, Kizzie is...
Yeah, Rage, that's a good call. Rage in return, and oh boy, that's gonna be a lot of life lost.
No! All right.
Gotta be kidding me.
Going into the final round, Kizzie's smiling to himself, being like, I knew that was gonna be a lot, but I did not expect to die for that. I expected to be able to get up and still have my rage. But we're going in the final round.
No rage. No corner kanji for either of these two to play with.
This is a slug fest. And we've seen... Oh no.
Look at those little
We've
cards.
seen so much of this match develop to block a jump. What?
I don't even know how that's possible. That was some MK garbage.
I'm sure there's an extended hurt box on the jump H, but just to like get this far in the set to have that reveal itself. So that was the El Tsubaki right there, and it still has recovery. Like there's still an opportunity for the other player to punish it.
Good poke, good poke.
Oh my god. This is what happens when you let DVD
run the pace.
Oh,
he poked! Because he's trying to not take chip, I guess.
There's no chip on this normal, but...
Oh, it's weird then.
But if you instant block the last hit of it, you're at more, and it's
He DP'd it!
It's done. He DP'd it. He DP'd it.
Wow.
Gosh. I did not expect it to go like that. I did not expect it to be as close as that.
I saw DVD winning there in the end too. I was terrified.
There was a moment where I saw into multiple universes, and I saw many universes where DVD won that.
Well, we're in the one where Kizzie wins.
The rock paper scissors of that entire matchup became jump C. If I jump again, UDP. If UDP, I stand H.
Yeah.
And like to see the character with one of the more robust tool sets in the game
devolve,
be just distilled into that relationship.
Yeah.
In its entirety. Like that's the power of DVD. That's the power of the level of persistence and conditioning that he is able to really push onto someone. Is like we're not playing the Samurai Showdown Yoshitora Mira anymore.
No.
We are playing like the most aggressive game of rock paper scissors.
Yeah, and it turned into very quickly one of those sets where it looks like two friends that have been playing against each other for years, where it's like, look, this is just kind of how it shakes down.
Two friends have been playing each other for years, but who are also, like, every time they get hit, being like, I cannot believe you did that.
Really?
Like,
really? You're doing this to me? Right now?
I thought we were friends.
On the big stage, you're going to pull that? Disgusting.
So, honestly, it's out the window at this point. I don't know. Is Kizzie calmed down sufficiently from that set?
Or is Kizzie going to look at it like, man, yo, Jump H is kind of sick, though. Jump H kind of sick, though.
I have to give Kizzie credit. He is an incredibly seasoned tournament player.
Yeah.
He has got lots of wins. He has got lots of incredibly good placings across a number of games. I assume he is not going to be carrying that DVD energy, but like that.
Oh man,
that was DVD's game. Like that was DVD's set.
It might actually benefit him to play a little bit like that.
Tries to Tsubaki through the trap.
Won the trade.
A great idea. Definitely won the trade. Definitely still gets the. And honestly, Tsubaki through the trap, not necessarily a bad idea. But like many things, the spacing seems to be critical. All right, ChrisG willing to just do it up front. I don't.
Excuse me, sir. Why?
Yeah.
I miss inputs?
That might have been a missed input. We weren't looking at the player cam.
I certainly wasn't. He's shaking his head.
Yeah,
I think that was straight just a miss input.
Yeah, that's honestly
the
first weapon clash we've seen. what started as a very troubled situation for ChrisG with what I expect is a not intentional input. Now this is a very good situation. Oh, the camera scrolled back slightly. Chris has got to be very careful not to do any specials that pull him forward.
I think it's the fireball that pulls him forward a little bit.
Well, I think it's the motion for the fireball. If he doesn't do it exactly, he's gonna micro walk a little bit before it happens. Oh, and we're back. Oh, and does a very risky attempt at the overhead, I believe.
Was he giving up the game?
DVD plays with a non-standard button configuration.
Well, he's lost the round at this point, so I mean.
So his macro.
He's walking forward to get hit.
Yeah. His whatever he wanted to press on his stick was the macro for Rage Burst, and that's an awful way to start things. And there can be a maximum of 1 clash per game.
Yeah.
I understand Chris's frustration.
Wait, per game or per round? I thought it was per round.
It might be per round. I'm just thinking of like the tools that Chris still has
to
try and make this game happen. And he's not gonna have weapon flip. He still has SSM.
Right.
But
and that's basically a free round if he can get himself in a good enough spot. With how much damage that does.
Yeah. That said, he's gonna need trap to hit in order to confirm into that, and he's got to be willing to then go into potentially a 3rd round with no tools. And even though I think after the weapon flip and with the very careful game that Chris was playing at full screen and how difficult it was for Kizzie to get in, I think if that was the situation was just a little more intentional.
Oh no.
And again, unwilling to do the SSM. Excellent spot dodge. Not really a punish. If he was willing to do that SSM, he would have won the round, but he wanted to save it. Yeah, and now Kizzie just has to move back and take that round.
And he's hitting the button. Yeah. That's him hitting the button that screwed him over.
And honestly, that's such a difficult way to test your composure in this highly competitive setting, is to have something like that happen. It's heartbreaking to me that he didn't try to push through it in that round where, despite everything that went wrong, there was opportunities for things to go right for him, but I hope he's going to be able to recover the mental game. This is such just a powerful position for Kizzie to be in. That wasn't a situation of Kizzie's own creation. And right now,
maybe try a high fireball. No, he's gonna be able to jump that as well.
We're definitely seeing Kizzie react to where it's coming from. And what an interesting cross under. At this point, I worry that Chris is in his head, is in his own head a little bit, and Kizzie doesn't need to do anything.
Oh,
all right. Doesn't trust that confirm is high enough for him to get the SSM, but getting good damage regardless.
Yeah, that trap just allows for so much of that life bar to melt away.
And honestly, I can't help but feel like this is Kizzie getting a little bored of just jumping over fireballs. He was in a good spot.
Yeah, he didn't need to be here.
He did this sort of...
Oh, boy!
Yeah, and with the raid for the EX Nadeshiko, and we see just Chris hitting the stick. We see Chris shaking his head like, Chris, you can do this. You got to snap out of it, friend.
Great DP.
All right, good DP. Goes for that weapon flip.
He's going to rage it.
This is honestly a good situation still for Chris. The rage is going to be gone. The weapon flip did not cost the rage. You can still do it.
I love how she just has a giant dragon foot stomp you.
Now, Kizzie was willing to take the hit in order to get the sword back. Gets the Botan. At this point, Yoshitora in a position where the only way he's going to unlock a very high damage potential is to deflect and go into SSM or get the 7th sword unlocked.
Well, not quite.
But it's incredibly difficult to see him deflecting a situation against Wu at this point. She's mostly using elements that can't be deflected.
Right.
Chris has a huge advantage going into this round. And if he gets this win, like, I hope that gives him the confidence necessary, because we saw him at a real low moment earlier.
He's got the opportunity now. Oh, he's built the life lead. Time him out. But honestly, though, he's able to just keep on playing this zone. He's doing a great job of making sure that trap is set on the ground. And
yes.
Jeez.
All right, so he's standing at such a good range where, yes, you can Tsubaki over the trap, but you can't pass through my body. So you're still going to stop your momentum, and that guard point is going to disappear right where the trap hits.
Oh,
Say
good night. Oh, actually, no. Oh my god, yes!
Done. All right,
my
and
goodness.
he's back. He's laughing. He's laughing. Kizzie's laughing. They're back.
Kizzie saying,
They're
what was
here.
that garbage?
They're here. That was a big rage burst. That was a...
All off the trap.
That happens. That's the trap. And we saw the way that Kizzie played around the trap, and the fireball was so different in that other game, where he was actually playing into what Chris wanted in that previous game. So if Chris can just get that life lead, then him standing back and throwing fireballs will generate damage. But in this situation where he's behind at a life deficit, it's just using up time.
Yes.
Ooh, I thought that might push him back enough to go into the trap.
You know, not only does him getting to toss fireballs create damage, but
what a unique and good anti-air.
go ahead. No, you first.
No, I love the way that Chris is playing through trap now, where he's deliberately moving to be near it to really just fully disable Tsubaki. And Kizzie's doing a good job.
He's gonna land on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was gonna be a hit someone he landed on it.
No, every time you land on Tsubaki, you have it, or not Tsubaki, every time you land on trap, you have an opportunity to block it before it goes.
That would be absolute garbage. There'd be
Yes,
some
it would.
serious, like, 100-0 combos.
It hits low, though, so, like, she is capable of some very tricky high-low stuff with it. Yeah, so tried to close it out with that overhead there. Trap is...
Rage?
Oh, good DP.
Rage? Oh, he's just gonna hunt him!
Just hunts him down with the running C.
Chris not as jovial about that hit.
Not as jovial at all. Flips out of the air, doesn't really take a lot of damage from that 5C. Chris, obviously, in that low-held position, was just trying to get away. And like everything in Sam's show, even movement is a really big commitment.
Yeah. And it being in the backdash cost him the hit.
Backdash is not a free way out. Excellent use of the 5H in an effort to get away from this trap pressure. All right.
That was an interesting test from Kizzie.
An interesting test, just slightly too close for it to be an issue. Yep. Honestly, didn't take a lot of damage from that, and I hope it doesn't necessarily dissuade him from doing it. Can't go in too hard because the trap is there. The trap is such a fun and interesting dynamic of this matchup.
I don't think he can punish that.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's quite minus, and again, because it has no recoil, you will get the same punish every time.
Sure.
All right, excellent sweep.
Oh, yeah, he's got to play for the rage.
Done! Done! And what happened? I thought he blocked the first couple hits.
Ruixiang.
I thought he blocked the first
He
couple.
got rage popped into it.
Yeah. Oh, that for sure can happen.
It's happened
If-
twice now.
If you rage burst someone onto the trap and they get hit by the rage burst, that combo.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I thought he blocked the first two hits.
Nah, he jumped in and just got landed on it. And just, oh my goodness, that trap is absolute hell.
But Wu's going into this round without rage. Still has SSM though. And honestly, goes for the deflect. Okay, now we're in a dangerous part of health because a conversion into SSM at this point will kill.
Yeah.
Oh, tries to go for the anti-air. Oh, no!
Wrong input. Oh,
It's a
that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, and you can see him just.
Yoshitora.
Gosh.
A little choked.
It's a tricky input. It is a forward, half circle forward, and then hard slash and kick at the same time.
Yep.
And I don't know the specifics of how the inputs are interpreted in Samurai Showdown, but we've seen not just ChrisG, a number of players get in a situation like that and just not have what they need. Ooh,
Oh, you didn't want to do
You
that.
shouldn't have done that.
You lost that trade by a great margin for eating that trap.
And I like what I'm seeing Chris do now, where going into the air to try and seek out these air trades with Yoshitora, which will generally work out in your favor. She's in a difficult spot now.
Kizzie, nice DP.
All right, good instant block. Got rage. Weapon flips on deck. At this amount of life, I would honestly wonder if Chris just wants to see if he can really take Kizzie's burst away.
Make him think.
All right. Well, the rage is over now.
奥川義虎。
俺はまだ満足してないぜ。
Rough stuff for Chris right now.
2本目
He's sitting
勝負
with one round to give, and he might end up giving it. It's a long fight for him.
This is going to be a long road, and he's definitely playing a character who has explosive damage and bursts, but it takes so much work to get there.
That it does. Whoa! Spicy jump. Not going to get anything for it, though. Great punish.
All right, builds a healthy amount of rage for being able to instant block the 3 hits of that jump in.
Nice little throw.
All right, takes... Ooh!
Uh-oh.
All right.
It's a lot of damage, but he's not dead.
Still without rage yet, so didn't have the opportunity for the weapon flip. Obviously not willing to use the SSM.
Great catch.
Excellent catch.
Ruixiang.
This
him in
is,
the air?
yeah, this is such an interesting matchup.
It really
I
is.
did not give this character enough credit prior to this point.
勝負
Ruixiang, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I don't know, man. Yoshitora is kind of considered one of the best.
All right.
Oh,
All right, and I can just see on his face that was obviously not what he wanted again. Oh, that's going to be an instant. Oh, no.
No lightning strike. And he's out of rage.
Yeah, Chris, make that work for you. Now, the
Rage
shield has a guard point as she's running forward. I wonder if she had the ability... Against more conventional single-hit jump-ins. Goes for the weapon flip. Get the guaranteed damage. What a... Yeah! Make him regret picking up his weapon immediately.
Oh,
Ooh, good punish on the Tsubaki that guard pointed through the trap.
okay, right.
All right,
Doesn't work
excellent
like that.
timing on the DP in order to prevent...
Chris, one opportunity.
This is a 50-50!
Oh, and he goes low.
奥川義虎
Which means
悪くねえ
Grand Finals is going to be Kizzie Kay and Justin Wong. We've seen this match before.
I think Kizzie can do it.
When we saw this match before, it was not unlike watching Justin play ChrisG in Winners Finals. In that, like, he is so unbreakable.
Right, right.
And Kizzie's game plan prior to this top 8
Yep.
has been
Be more unbreakable.
be more unbreakable, and that's just not going to work. And when he decided to start going in, decided to play more aggressively, he played right into Justin's hands in the last set.
No, if he can like take on DVD's more coked out approach to aggression in this game, it might be what he
All right.
needs to be able to pop through Justin.
Well, here we go.
I
Grand
guess
finals.
Actually, giving us his more Pepsi'd out approach.
Is more Pepsi'd out. Grand finals, everybody, is going to be Justin Wong versus Kizzie Kay.
These two giving each other a little wave.
Yeah.
You ready? You ready? All right.
Let's
fight.
hear it.
いざ尋常に一本目勝負
I love that we're staying on Dojo.
This is such a good stage.
Mm.
All right, so the apple is obviously the fake out for the multi-slice move, which is just generally considered a bad idea unless you know it's going to work. Like a lot of things in Sam's show.
The multi-slice move or the
Yeah.
fake out? Okay, yeah. Because I'm like, I see people toss apples a lot.
People toss apples a lot.
Honestly, Ukyo shouldn't
We've seen Ukyo, we've seen Justin dash in and get stuff going, but we have not seen Yoshitora successfully dash in and get stuff going. Justin is just too ready for these approaches.
Take to the skies, Kizzie. Okay. There we go.
All right, gets a
stuff.
knockdown situation.
And Raiders' rage ran out. Just unfortunate that he doesn't get that little bit of extra damage.
And that is a button with excellent range, excellent speed. It's not one of the flashy Samurai Showdown hard buttons that are going to do a third of your life, but Justin is so careful about where he places it and so confident that he's going to get the number he needs. Excellent. Switches sides, takes the corner. Good presence of mind to both block the instant overhead and punish it. Recoil cancels now. Willing to show Justin that he's going to take a risk or two.
Kizzie with the life lead right now. He's able to play this a little bit slowly, but that's going to allow Justin, run up and throw. Run up and guard break.
Despite the way we've seen Kizzie be able to react to other people approaching him, he seems to be struggling with maybe it's the character or maybe it's just the pressure that Justin is applying on him. But that sort of thing happens more often between these two players than almost anyone with Kizzie before. Excellent Tsubaki of high-risk play, but gets him some much-needed space.
Nice block. No punish.
At that range, I'm not sure there was anything he could have done.
Probably true. Probably true.
All right,
Rage on
Yoshitora in rage. Yeah, you'd see him going for the Nadeshiko. Nadeshiko takes on added properties.
Wait,
in
get
range.
out of there. That should
excellent.
just seal it. Rage? Oh, not even
no.
gonna bother. Justin gonna drop that round. But, I mean, hell, it's just game one.
This is exactly what I hoped for with the Kizzie Kay adaptation.
There's a little turtle on that fan. There's a
Yes, there
swan and a
is.
turtle. Peaceful and slow for a timeout.
Oh. All right,
Oh, it's
gets
a
the
crane.
knockdown. And again, Justin really picking his spots to go for those high-low mix-ups. But he's become a lot more willing to show the high mix-up.
Yep. She might go for there. No, the backdash gets himself the hell
All
out of
right,
dodge.
mid Nadeshiko. Just cover a lot of... Yeah, low Nadeshiko is punishable on block.
Oh, and that
So is an uppercut. Bursts through in an effort to...
Oh, if he could have a lightning strike that.
All right. No, I
Scary
like...
stuff.
Oh, gosh.
Oh! you serious?
Excellent burst.
And that burst basically covered any sort of aggressive approach that Kizzie wanted to put forward.
Yeah, with that much rage left
Yeah.
on Kizzie's side, that would have been, even if that situation hadn't ended immediately, the ball would have gone immediately back into Justin's court, and the threat of death would have been incredibly present.
Oh, nice throw. It's tough to get guard breaks on Justin, as he's willing to check so often with that little slash.
Well, it's so fast.
Why wouldn't you? And it's got solid range.
It's got excellent range. All right, this is...
That's an early one. And an unnecessary one, I'd have to say. But, you know, say goodbye to your life bar in probably this round. Oh, a lot of time on the clock.
We've seen Kizzie win rounds before by taking things slow. In this case, not necessary.
Just find the one whiff and catch him.
You have a lot of diverse wake-up options in this game, and it can be really hard to manually time something to really check someone as they're waking up.
Totally true.
And this...
That
level of extreme patience, and then just making a gamble.
No. Making a gamble is doing something really poorly. Trust me, I'd know.
All right. Gets the solid jump in, evens things up, and returning to this very slow game. Again, we need to see Kizzie start being able to show that he can check approaches the way Justin can check approaches. When the life is this tight, so much of the game is coming down to who can sneak in and start getting a hit.
Oh, snuck in. Gets a hit. Got him again. Super deep, but yeah, that rage burst gonna get him out of there.
No.
Oh, see ya, kid. Not living that.
立花右京
And to think that so much of that round was played just silently with little motion.
最終戦勝負
It's been a tight fight the whole way. No rage on either side. I think they both have SSM.
Yeah.
Almost certain.
Almost certain that they have SSM. Both of these characters have a difficult time naturally comboing an SSM the way Wu does. And we haven't seen a lot of deflects come out to play.
Right.
The game has definitely been...
Oh, there was
an attempt.
Yeah. It's at about the range where, yeah, Justin's going for that little move there.
And that's the problem when you can't react to it, is you're trying to guess it.
Yeah.
And then, even if you guess it, as we saw with ChrisG in the previous set, you need to have the presence of mind to do kind of a challenging input very quickly.
Good catch there. Chasing him down.
And that has such application as an anti-air. It's very fast.
Oh, nice deflect. That's huge, but he goes for that had... No, there's no way that's a misinput.
No.
That was just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, that was just...
Wrong. Yo.
All right, this is not going to kill, but it is going to put him at a significant
Look at the time.
advantage.
Look at the time, no rage.
He just needs to...
Stay away. What are you doing?
Oh, gosh, this is a dangerous game that Kizzie's playing.
立花
So bold of him to go in like that.
Tsubame is a huge hitbox. It's just a real big sword.
No,
and
it's got a lot.
when you have that kind of life advantage, but you are one hit away from dying,
いざ尋
it's a
常に
big risk to try and push your luck like that.
Very, very bold call. Kizzie's not out yet, though. No, it's not first to two like their last meeting. He's got that extra game to work with.
He does have the extra game to work with, but at this point we also know
Yeah, say it.
that if Justin loses, we might see Tam Tam. But this is Grand Finals. Kizzie's got to do 3 in a row
Oh no. I love the side swap choice and all that, but
Just a little too slow.
yeah.
And
Whoa.
we're starting to see a little bit of recklessness
Tone it down.
at this level of, with this
Oh.
much risk involved.
Yo,
Okay,
okay.
goes for the side swap, gets the EX Nadeshko, no longer has range. Another EX Nadeshko would have been an amazing way to seal out this round,
Very
but
Ooh. Whoa, no. Tight stuff. Little apple. Oh,
Yeah, we're
say
done.
goodbye.
and we're starting to see Kizzie dash block, dash block, dash block.
Yep.
The problem with that is that opens you up to the instant overhead.
Yes, it does. But now I guess Kizzie can, dash attack, maybe, to try and catch Justin looking for the instant overhead.
Oh, excellent punish. All right, back on rage.
Oh no!
All right,
Had to spend. He was gonna fall way too far out of it, way too early.
yeah, EX Nadeshko, honestly, just having access to EX Nadeshko at this stage is very powerful. It's...
Oh no! Whiff button there. The lightning strike could have came through. Anything for him would have been big.
Yeah, this is
a tough fight.
This
to
is
surmount.
such a challenging
Oh, no.
situation to be in. You've got to get in, you've got to do damage, but at the same time, all it's going to take is one.
Big block!
All right. Weapon flip out of the question.
Oh,
And it's done.
say goodnight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to your
Pinnacle
Vancouver Street Battle Gaming Stadium's Pinnacle 2019 Samurai Showdown champion, Justin Wong.
Coming off his win at CEO.
Coming off a CEO
Looking
win.
dominant there.
That
Looking dominant
was
here.
such a clean set, and honestly, I don't know how familiar Justin is with Ukyo, but he looked like he knew everything he had to in order to just suffocate Kizzie out of any opportunities. But obviously, excellent showing from Kizzie. Congratulations to everyone who made it to top 8 today.
Seconds, nothing to turn your nose up at.
Nothing to scoff at. And honestly, I think this has been a great way to sort of show off all the ways that you can really expect to see and play Samurai Showdown in the future. We had some tense, high-stake moments of absolute nothingness, and we had two Yoshitoras jumping at each other 10 times in a row.
Oh, like fish trying to climb a waterfall.
We had the whole spectrum.
Oh,
So,
anyways, that's gonna, I guess, be the end of us. Thank you all for tuning in.
yeah,
And
Before we go out, we'd like to shout out some of our sponsors, including Aratsi Gaming Gear. So these chairs that we're in right now have been provided by Aratsi. For gaming chairs, desks, and other accessories, choose Aratsi. You can get more information about that at aratsi.com. Step up your setup. It's also presented by Red Bull, which is the official energy drink sponsor of the gaming stadium. And Red Bull, thank you for being a supporter of esports worldwide. And finally, we're brought here in part by Memory Express. For more information on laptops, computer parts, and accessories, visit memoryexpress.com. They pride themselves on providing the best computer parts and accessories for Canadians since 1996.